Hello everyone, my name is Manik and I am doing this video as a representation of my ISC research. Months ago, my teacher Miss Kim asked me to choose a title which was anything, and I chose Scientology. Scientology is what most people in Malaysia don't really know. That is why I did my research. This video is not to teach you whether Scientology is bad or good. It is just to show you what Scientology actually is. And I'm sure you'll make the right decision by choosing whether it's right or wrong.
You have to look at the new religions, which for this country is Mormons and Scientologists, who I think should merge and make Mormontology. But that's where you really see it, because, for example, every religion has a creation myth. You know what the Scientology creation myth is? They think that 12 trillion years ago, a time frame no scientists believe exists, but okay. 12 trillion years ago, a galactic warrior named Xenu was looking to depopulate his planet, so he took all the souls to Earth, buried them under volcanoes, and blew them up later with atom bombs. Now, just for a moment, imagine the balls it takes to stand in front of another human being and tell them what happened 12 trillion years ago. And I don't mean in general terms, like the planets were cooling. I mean he knows the dude's name. Xenu. Oh yeah, that cat. From 12 trillion? Yes, of course, Xenu. I mean, if someone tells you this story, the only logical response is to say, well, I guess anything's possible. And then backpedal while maintaining a smile and dialing 911 in your pocket, because that's fucking crazy. So, you know, Jesus, Xenu, either you believe in ghosts or you don't. People say, what's the harm with religion? It's mass delusion. Anytime there's mass delusion, bad things do follow. So I'll get off that now. But, you know, mass delusion, we have it in politics too.
After seeing this video, you basically know what Scientology is and how it came to be. But now, I'm going to show you a video, a documentary shot about a former Scientologist who left Scientology. And let's see what happened to her.
I was born in Burbank, so I've always been in Los Angeles. I was born and raised into a Scientology family, actually third generation. My grandma is a Scientologist, all of my aunts and uncles are Scientologists, my cousins are Scientologists. Scientology is an applied religious philosophy. It was started by a man named L. Ron Hubbard.
According to the church, Scientology focuses on self-knowledge and self-help.
Basically, in the beginning stages, there's like life improvement courses where you learn about communication, you learn how to get along with others, financial planning, very basic stuff, which is all great.
A cornerstone of Scientology is their belief in reincarnation and that all beings are actually thetans.
A thetan is a spirit. That's it. It's you without the physical mass of your body. And, you know, Scientologists believe that you're not a body. You're the thetan, and the thetan moves on into other bodies.
At the age of 16, Amy decided to dedicate her life full-time to Scientology. She joined the Sea Organization, or the Sea Org.
Basically what it is it's people who have signed a billion-year contract because they believe in reincarnation.
Not all Scientologists are members of the Sea Organization, only the most dedicated to furthering objectives of the religion. Members work and live full-time at Sea Org facilities.
When you first start, you really, truly believe you're on a crusade to save all of mankind. I so strongly wanted to help people. I was very quickly promoted up the ranks that I really started to realize something was off.
Long hours and limited contact with people outside of the Sea Organization started to take its toll.
You don't have an idea of what's going on in the real world. I don't have a cell phone, I don't have an internet, and I don't have TV. I'm an alien. You know what I mean?
Scientology that dedicates its entire existence to furthering the church's objectives. But Amy's faith in her cause started to waver.
And there was a few times for about 2 years where I would voice that I was having doubts about being here, and they would just say, well, the only reason you want to leave is because you've committed crimes here, so you feel bad and you want to run away. So I would, oh, you're right. And I convinced myself of that too. Like, if I want to leave, it's because I've done something wrong and it's my fault. And then you get all into your head, like, there must be something really wrong with me. And it's really depressing.
Amy's performance as a supervisor suffered to the point where she was taken off her job and reassigned to a correction program.
You basically do about 5 hours of heavy labor.
The correction program is where she fell in love with her future husband, Nikolai.
We just became really good friends. She would help me through hard times. I helped her through hard times.
They saw a future together, but not in Scientology or at the Sea Organization. One night, they slipped out and never looked back.
It was the scariest thing I've ever done. I can tell you right now, leaving is the scariest thing I've ever done in my entire life.
But even after she left the Sea Organization, Amy still wanted to remain in good standing with the church so she wouldn't be labeled a suppressive person or an SP.
A suppressive person is basically somebody who is bent on doing total destruction. They don't want any good to happen. When I left, I had no intention of being labeled a suppressive person.
That's because Amy's entire family is still actively involved in Scientology, and it's against the rules for Scientologists to communicate with SPs. The couple was forced to make a choice.
You see, Nikolai's family were all already declared suppressive people. So at that point it was like, well, you can either stop talking to Nikolai's parents or you can talk to Amy's parents.
It was a grueling decision. In the end, Nikolai and Amy were both declared SPs for, among other things, publicly departing Scientology, interacting with other SPs, willful obstruction of church operations, and mutiny. They were both forced into a state of what Scientology refers to as disconnection.
Disconnection is a policy whereby if someone is connected to somebody who is a suppressive person or doing something that is considered suppressive, they have to either handle them and handle it so they're not, antagonistic to the church anymore, or if the person won't handle, they're supposed to disconnect from them.
And with that, Amy lost all connection with her family. It's been 2 years since Amy and her husband were declared suppressive persons by the Church of Scientology, effectively cutting off all communication with her entire family, who are still actively involved in the church.
When I first left and I was first declared a suppressive person, there were about 3 times that I contacted my parents since then, and they did talk to me. They did pick up the phone, and all they're telling me is, get back in Scientology, get back in Scientology.
And now more than ever, Amy needs her family.
I'm 7 weeks pregnant right now, my first child. Obviously, I'd love to have my family in touch with me.
Now she's trying to get through to her parents and her sister the only way she knows how.
There's a group called Anonymous that has become huge. There's a lot of people who just feel the same way. They feel there's specific abuses in Scientology, the fact that they're tax exempt, and the whole fact that families have been torn apart, and they're trying to do something about it.
I'm looking for my husband.
I have at least 5 friends in Los Angeles area who are declared a suppressive person and who do not have any contact with their family members. So, I'm not alone. I'm one story out of thousands.
Amy's sister Kelly is still a member of the Sea Organization.
Kelly's ex, Kelly's ex, Kelly's ex, Kelly's ex.
But guards will not tell her that Amy is outside.
I don't know why my sister can't come down and see me for 5 minutes. I haven't seen her in a year and a half. I'm pregnant. She's going to be an aunt. Why can't I tell her that? I demanded that she comes down so I can tell her she's going to be an aunt. And I asked all the security guards that I could find. I asked the men standing in front of the building, and they just ignored me.
Amy did not get to see her sister and tell her the news about her pregnancy, but she hopes her actions are somehow getting across to her family.
I think that they now know that I'm protesting and I'm speaking out, and I don't consider myself an attacker of the church at all. Scientologists are generally really good people, just like me, who want to help the world. But I cannot forget the fact that I cannot call up my mom every day and chit-chat with her.
But if that's what Mr. Cruz has brought to this world, there still remains one more word on the man. Call it Tom Cruise on Tom Cruise Scientologist.
I think it's a privilege to call yourself a Scientologist, and it's something that you have to earn. And because a Scientologist does, he or she has the ability to create new and better realities and improve conditions. Being a Scientologist, you look at someone and you know absolutely that you can help them. So for me, it really is KSW, and it's just like, it's something that I don't mince words with that, you know, with anything that LRH does, but that policy to me has really gone, boy. And there's a time I went through and I said, you know what? When I read it, I just went, this is it. This is exactly it. Being a Scientologist, when you drive past an accident, it's not like anyone else. As you drive past, you know you have to do something about it, because you know you're the only one that can really help. But that's what drives me, is that I know that we have an opportunity and to really help for the first time, effectively change people's lives, and I am dedicated to that. I'm absolutely, uncompromisingly dedicated to that. The orgs are there to help, okay, but we as also the public, it's like, we have a responsibility. It's not just the orgs, it's not just Dave Miscavige, it's not just me, it's you, it's everyone out there kind of rereading KSW and looking at what needs to be done and saying, okay, am I gonna do it or am I not gonna do it? Period. And am I gonna look at that guy, or am I too afraid because I have my own out ethics to put in someone else's ethics? And that's all it comes down to. Because I won't hesitate to put ethics in on someone else, because I put it ruthlessly in on myself. And I think that I respect that in others. And, I'm there to help, and we're here to help. And my opinion is that, look, you're either on board or you're not on board, okay? But just, if you're on board just like the rest of us, period. We are the authorities on getting people off drugs. We are the authorities on the mind. We are the authorities on improving conditions. Criminon, we can rehabilitate criminals. Way to happiness, we can bring peace and unite cultures. That once you know these tools and you know that they work, it's not good enough that I'm just doing okay. Traveling the world and meeting the people that I've met, talking with these leaders in various fields. They want help, and they are depending on people who know and who can be effective and do it, and that's us. That is our responsibility to do that. It is the time now. Now is the time, okay? It is, being a Scientologist, people are turning to you, so you better know it. You better know it. And if you don't, go and learn it, but don't pretend you know it or for, whatever. It's like, we're here to help. I mean, if you're a Scientologist, you see life, you see things the way they are, in all its glory, all of its complexity. And the more you know as a Scientologist, you don't become overwhelmed by it. And I went, they said, so, like, have you met an SP? I looked at them, and I thought, oh, what a beautiful thing, because maybe one day it'll be like that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe one day it will be that. Wow, SCPs, like, they'll just read about those in the history books, you know?
Well, now you know what Scientology is, what it actually is and what it wants us to see. But if you still want to go into Scientology, I suggest you go with a former Scientologist or maybe an independent Scientologist who have left Scientology, as some people believe that Scientology is not good. It is just run by bad people, which makes them look at Scientology in a different way. Scientology is not good or bad. It's how we are treated and how they want us to treat them. So, now you guys know what Scientology actually is, right? It's up to you to choose religion, cult, or conspiracy.